So my name is Oscar Garcia. I'm the president and CEO of the Mountain View Chamber of Commerce, and it is our honor to host the Candidate Information Forum this evening. It is also being televised live on KMVT Channel 15, so thank you very much to KMVT for partnering with us. And just a little bit about the Chamber of Commerce. We are the voice of the business community here in Mountain View. We represent a little over 500 businesses from a large variety, whether it's a sole proprietor to mid-size, large companies such as Symantec, Synopsys, Microsoft, Google, also a wide variety of industries, including, for example, healthcare, El Camino Hospital, Palo Alto Medical Foundation, doctors, dentists, and a wide variety of other industries as well. But in addition to being the voice of the Mountain View community, we're also here to support our community as well. And one of the ways that we support our community is by having this candidate exchange forum to give candidates an opportunity to answer questions that are, of course, relevant to the Chamber of Commerce, the business, but also relevant to our community as a whole. So again, I want to remind you that you do have the opportunity to write questions down. Again, Juliana and Ellie will be collecting the cards, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, I want to thank and welcome our candidates this evening. And they were set up in just a random order. Someone asked me, how did we pick them or what? There's just random order that we put the candidates up in. So why don't we go ahead and get started. And we'll start off with Aaron. And if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and any opening remarks that you may have.
Sure. Well, thank you guys all for having me tonight. I've lived in Mountain View for a little bit less than a year. I originally decided that I wanted to get involved with the Mountain View City Council because I think that actually it really goes back to kind of who I am as a person. I think that civic engagement is a part of every good citizen's life and certainly a part of my life. And I think that we all have something to give back as individuals in this world to our community. And I feel that I have a lot of time, energy, and ideas that I want to bring to the table. And I hope that those ideas will become apparent tonight as we discuss them further. But I think what will hopefully set me apart is a different perspective.
Thank you, Aaron. Jack.
Again, thank all of you for coming tonight. Appreciate it. This beautiful, warm night in Mountain View. I came here many years ago and raised my children here. My wife and I came, and we've lived here many years. And during the time, I came as a young engineer, and we had the aerospace industry here. And I worked very hard as an engineer, worked my way up, became a senior manager in several of the large aerospace companies here, TRW, Lockheed, and GTE. Got a lot of good experience doing that, as well as I've also been a renter here. I've been a homeowner, I'm a landlord, and I've owned small businesses, and I've run large divisions of large businesses. So I have a lot of experience in terms of very applicable to the city. Some years ago, I decided to try to give back to my city again, as I had done years before when I was on the Environmental Planning Commission. And at that time, I also helped start the Bicycle Pedestrian Committee. We didn't have any such thing at the time, and I saw it missing, and with others, we helped stand that up many years ago. So anyway, I've been done a lot of things in our town here, and got back in on the Environmental Planning Commission and worked very hard. And then 4 years ago, I worked on other committees and commissions as well over the years in the city. Then I decided to run for city council and was elected in 2006, and then definitely running again this time. I'm running out of time as well, but anyway, I've worked very hard. I'm currently serving as your vice mayor. I have a lot of things that I believe that were accomplished during my last 4 years, and also many things that I will be telling you about tonight that I hope to accomplish over the next 4 years. So again, thank you all for coming. Since I'm out of time, I'll tell you more as time goes tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Daniel.
Hi, my name's Dan Waylonis, and I've lived in Mountain View for 17 years. I've been a homeowner for 15. I grew up in Ohio, and I've worked at a bunch of startups and Adobe and Apple, and I'm currently a full-time software engineer at Google. I'm kind of a sociable nerd, so I get out there and I do have friends, and I do have a life outside of work. So. But what actually motivated me was similar to Aaron. It's sort of this sense of civic duty. I mean, I'm not a politician. I have no aspirations of going to Sacramento or Washington or anything like that. I just want to stay locally and sort of contribute what I can to this place. And I think what happened to me is I attended the budget meetings, and I had an opportunity to download the city budget and take a look at some of the numbers, and things like that were very surprising to me. I had no idea. So I think many people are kind of in the same boat, and unfortunately the Mercury News and some other people have put together spreadsheets and things like that you can find out some more information. So the city budget was kind of surprising to me, and also some of the things about like the percentage of rental properties in Mountain View versus properties that people own was also a little surprising. And finally, if anybody's navigated through the city's website, it's not horrible, but there's sometimes if you dip into the Laserfish site, you sort of abandon all hope. And so I think there's probably a better answer out there than that for making sure that people can easily and quickly find out how their city's running. And I think that's what people want. We're busy people, but if I could just dive in and take a look at a graph or a table or something, I'd be really happy. So.
Great. Thank you, Dan. Margaret?
Good evening. First of all, thank you to the Mountain View Chamber of Commerce for sponsoring this candidates exchange, and thank you to KMVT for broadcasting us on TV. I came to Mountain View in 1998 when my husband and I decided to purchase our first home. Mountain View was progressive, diverse, and affordable at that time. I grew up in this area. I was born at Stanford Hospital and grew up in San Mateo, and this has been home for me. And Mountain View is the home that my husband and I have chosen to raise our two children who are now in elementary school. So I ran for city council 4 years ago. Because I too wanted to give back to the community and help make it the best place it can be for us to live, work, play, and learn. And it's really been an honor to serve you on the Mountain View City Council for the last 4 years, and as your mayor last year in 2009. I've worked hard to ensure a well-managed city government, and I'm proud of my voting record, leadership, and results of policies and initiatives which have improved our quality of life. We have a structurally balanced budget, which is something very few cities can say in this difficult economy, and we've also maintained our healthy reserves and a AAA credit rating. Because of our financial stability, we've been able to have the freedom to maintain and even expand some of our top-notch services, especially in the areas of our core services of public safety, as well as for youth and our addressing the needs of our seniors. We continue to move forward on our capital projects to maintain our solid infrastructure, and we've even expanded our access to open space and added new parks. We're also preparing for a future with a general plan update, which is a blueprint for our community into 2030, and we're also working to make our city more green with an environmental sustainability action plan. I've also worked hard and worked in partnership with the Chamber to promote economic development, because a healthy local economy is really what drives the engine for government. And so I look forward to continuing my work, and I ask for your support for re-election for 4 more years.
Thank you, Margaret. Greg?
Now, first of all, thank you to the Chamber, thank you to KMVT for broadcasting this, and thank you for all those in attendance tonight. I'm Greg David, if you didn't already figure that out, and now you know what all those green signs are around town that don't say what I'm running for, but I'm a native resident of Mountain View, born and raised here, born at El Camino Hospital 40 years ago. Locally educated, went to Landell School, Graham Middle School, Mountain View High School, Foothill College, and San Jose State. I've worked locally both in family businesses in small retail type capacity, as well as many years at Hewlett Packard. So I have the broad range of experience when it comes to different types of businesses and different types of things. Sorry, I don't really have a prepared statement. One of the reasons I ran for city council was I have always enjoyed the quality of life that we enjoy here in Mountain View, and I think that needs to be protected. I've noticed over recent years that the city council and the city is kind of perhaps gone a little out of touch with the desires of the actual common resident. There's a lot of things that just don't quite sit well with me. And so basically my goal is to, be someone to represent, the will of the people and, make common sense decisions for the city of Mountain View. So that's basically how I stand. Once again, thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Greg. Ronit?
Thanks. Once again, thank you to all for coming here. I'm Ronit Bryant, and this is my 4th year on the Mountain View City Council, and I proudly serve as mayor this year. I'll just briefly introduce myself right now, and in the closing 3 minutes, I'll talk about policy. I came to California in 1980, an immigrant who had lived on 3 continents and spoke 6 languages. By chance and by luck, my first job was on Castro Street, and I fell in love with downtown Mountain View, welcoming, walkable, and people-oriented. In 1987, my husband Cliff and I moved downtown into the house where we still live today, first as renters and then as owners. With 3 kids in the public schools, with the neighborhood becoming our village and our extended family, I became increasingly involved in the life of our community. When a car hit a bicyclist at the intersection of Dana and Calderon, which so many kids and parents used to walk to Landell School, I helped put in place a crossing guard and narrow Dana from 4 lanes of speeding cars to a 2-lane, 3-line neighborhood street. There is a Jewish saying that the reward for one good deed is the ability to and the opportunity to do another good deed. And contributing to one positive change empowered me to get more involved in the community and work for more changes. So in 8 years on the Parks and Recreation Commission, I rewrote the Parks and Open Space Plan to serve as a prioritized, I better talk really quickly, as a tool for park development, and I've had the joy of opening lots of parks since. I served on PTA boards, my neighborhood association, League of Women Voters Board, co-founded Mountain View Trees, helped Oscar found Mesa de la Comunidad, and I felt ready 4 years ago to run for city council. I was elected. Thank you. Due, I think, to the very wide network of people that I have all across Mountain View who know me and were ready to trust my decisions on city council. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Ronnie. Okay, so first question that we have is, how do you see the chamber and council working to improve the economic prosperity of Mountain View? And we'll start off with Jack.
Great. That's a great question. First of all, I'm a strong advocate of business in Mountain View. Business is the engine that helps drive us. We live here, but we still need revenues to supply all the wonderful services that the city of Mountain View has. In this coming term, one of the things that I will definitely push for is to try to get an advocate within City Hall to help new businesses stand up, so to speak. I know I started a business. I know how difficult it seemed at the time, but it really isn't. It's just that you don't understand what's going on. And I will strongly push for an advocate to help walk people through this process. We have a lot of startups in this company, in the city. You have no idea how many, hundreds of them, and it's great. And I hope to have hundreds more. In addition to that, we have the big corporations that are here. I understand the needs of big corporations because I was part of one, senior part of one of them. And what big corporations are looking for are not special favors or special things. They want to know what the rules are. When they come down to City Hall and they need something, we need to clearly spell out what you can do and what you can't do. And we need to work with them and also lead them through. Time is very important to big corporations. And what they don't want are delays or red tape other than, just doing what they need to do. So I will work strongly, very hard to make sure this happens. We are basically a system, so to speak, which partially includes our businesses. They're absolutely critical. We did a ribbon opening ceremony on Saturday for a new company, Dunn Edwards Paint Company. I was really nice. Very proud to be there. It's just one more company in our city. It supplies jobs. It supplies taxes for the economy. And so it's just a good thing. I hope to see another 100 businesses open here over the next 4 years, if not more.
Aaron, the same question.
Thank you. So I work at Google, which is a strong employment center within the city of Mountain View, and I think that gives me a similar perspective in terms of how the city of Mountain View needs to interface with large companies in order to attract them. But simultaneously, the economic engine that is Mountain View, in order to move forward, needs to continue to promote the type of innovation that spawned Google. Google didn't just pick up and decide to come to Mountain View. Well, they came from Stanford, but why did they decide to locate in Mountain View in the first place? And I think that those types of concepts, attracting innovative young people to this city that will not only boost the economy in terms of bringing new jobs here, but fundamentally shift the way that we produce money and produce for ourselves in this city. Because ultimately, as a new generation, we need to be able to produce for ourselves and produce for the older members of society that are approaching retirement. Because as a community, we must support every member of the community. So it's in the best interests of every member of the community to ensure that we are all best equipped to attract, again, the innovative businesses that will kind of change the future of our world. And I think a brief little kind of number that I'm going to throw out there is that Google started in 1998. That's 12 years ago. Not very long at all. Probably not as long as many of these council members have lived in the city of Mountain View. Yet Google pays $90 million in local property taxes every year. That's just property taxes. The point being is that if you trust a new idea or a new candidate, big things can happen.
Okay, great. Margaret?
Thank you. Last year as mayor, I had the opportunity to visit companies. Mayors get to do corporate visits, and actually we went on a few, Oscar and I and our staff, and because of our the economy and the downturn, I was really concerned about how our businesses were doing here. So we upped the number of corporate visits. I actually ended up visiting 25 throughout the year. And these visits were opportunities for us to just get to know the business, see what their concerns were. And the first question we always asked was, why did you come to Mountain View? And the answers were varied, but there's a recurring theme of how Mountain View is a business-friendly environment. And it's the transit center here in downtown, the restaurants, great downtown, the fact that we're willing to work with businesses, and that was what these corporate visits were for, was so we could work for them, address their issues if they had any, and there were some, and put a face to government. And so I think that's what we can do together, continue to do together, the chamber and government, is put a real face to government for our side to try to streamline processes. If there are problems, be able to answer to them right away and fix them and create that business environment that is friendly. And the other things that were mentioned were the fact that we invest in our infrastructure here. We invest in things that help businesses, whether it's signage or landscaping or the parking structure downtown that we opened 4 years ago. That's what we do as a business, what government does. And so what we need to do is continue to address the needs of the business community. And I think we've been successful at that. I think we need to continue to do that because we want to continue to thrive and encourage businesses to come here and expand here.
Okay. Craig.
One of the things I think would be very important for the council to continue to foster a very close relationship, obviously, with the council and with the chamber, and work closely with them so that the chamber can help new businesses, existing businesses, identify the the bottlenecks in the system, things that are difficult for them, or things that are barriers to start up in the city of Mountain View, and then work with the council to try to break down some of these barriers, whether it be permitting fees, or whether it be mere existence of a permit requirement, or any of these types of things that can slow things down. I think that the chamber's obviously done a great job of this already, but there's always room for improvement in these type of things. And at the same time, while still being sensitive to the other stakeholders in the Mountain View, such as residents and such, we don't want to have huge signs and balloons everywhere and that type of thing. But I think it's very important that they do work closely together. To keep businesses coming to Mountain View, and the businesses that are in Mountain View staying in Mountain View.
Okay. Bronit?
Yes, so in Mountain View, this is our tradition really, we take our businesses very seriously. It's part of the diversity that we talk about. We have residential neighborhoods, we have businesses, we have small businesses, we have large businesses, and all of us together is what makes Mountain View Mountain View. This year, I'm the mayor. I get to go on all the corporate visits. I've been surprised by the degree to which I enjoy these corporate visits. They're absolutely fascinating. There's a truly surprising number of small startups in downtown. And I go with our economic development staff, and we always ask, how are you doing in Mountain View? How can we help? This is our face, you need help, call us. And we get a lot of responses about being close to the train, being close to the light rail, and having this wonderful downtown. So we're doing the right thing, obviously. Part of our Mountain View tradition is working collaboratively with the Chamber, and there's programs that the Chamber does, like Green University, which the city is also working on greening itself, which is wonderful. On Saturday, I cut a ribbon without the chamber, but I told them to call Oscar immediately. This is a program that takes minority people and helps them build businesses, and I know that the chamber will be very interested in it. So businesses are not just a way of bringing money into the city, but also a way of growing and developing our own population. And it's what makes us Mountain View.
Great. Thank you. Dan?
Okay, so I think much or many good things have been said here. Certainly, trying to encourage more nice, clean, high-tech startups, small, medium-sized businesses that I think bring a lot of money in, or bring sort of wealthy or well-compensated employees in. Certainly, all good things. I think the other thing that is to recognize is that there are other businesses other than just high tech, and there's other businesses with much more mundane things where they have to build something or have to comply with some regulations, and I'm just not completely sure that the city couldn't be improved with respect to maybe streamlining the process and permitting and getting things inspected and pushed through, and make sure that things are fair and uniform, like how businesses are evaluated by those people. I think one interesting thing that came out in the budget balancing was that there was an increase in fees across the board. So I think, as I mentioned before, the budget's kind of my hot button issue, and if we can get that more in balance, then I think there's the possibility for those fees that are potentially cost prohibitive to new businesses, we can get those down lower. And I think, as Ronit mentioned, I think it's really important to gather data. I think it's important to find out, when a new business came here, why did they come here? What do you like? How was your process? And correspondingly, if a business left Mountain View, it would be really worthwhile to find out, what happened? What did we, do wrong, or what were the situations? And maybe we can, rectify that so it doesn't happen again.
Okay.